For those of you who don't know me or haven't met me, I apologize. I'm trying to get around and see everyone. My name is Mike Vidala. I guess I'm the self-appointed tournament chairperson for the Danielle Downey Classic, which we're very excited to announce that it will take place in July of 2015. A couple of months ago, we found out that the PGA had bought the LPGA championship and that we were going to be without pro golf in Rochester in 2015 for the first time in 38 years. For me as a fan, that was unthinkable, and as someone who could maybe do something about it, it got the wheels turning a little bit. I got a call from the LPGA. They asked me how I feel about having a Symetra Tour event here in Rochester, and I like the idea. About, I don't know how many years ago, because I don't keep track of dates, but some time ago, 8 to 10 years ago, I was right here at Brook-Lea in the restaurant, and I had the great fortune to become introduced to Danielle Downey. Danielle was a member here at the club, as was I, and she was just starting out her golf career. She was on the Futures Tour, which today is the LPGA Symetra Tour. And Danielle told me that it was going to be really hard for her to continue her golf career. So I asked her a few questions, and it was really about needing sponsors, needing help. And after talking to her, I found her to be one of the most, just legitimately straightforward, honest people that I'd ever met in a short while. And I said, well, let me see what I can do for you. And I looked at the money list, and Danielle was somewhere around 20th. And I started making phone calls to friends of mine, some of whom are in the room, some of whom were in other cities. And we came up with a little idea that Danielle would come to your town and wear your logo on her hat or her shirt if you'd give her a little bit of money. And we raised enough money for her to finish her season. And afterwards we said, and I was so excited to have helped her and to have gotten to know her, we came up with an idea to do a pro-am. And a lot of the pros do this, and this could be news to a lot of you, but a lot of pros help each other out. They'll have a pro-am in their own city, invite 8 or 10 of their friends, raise a little money, and each of the girls gets a little bit of money, and then the pro who's local will take the proceeds, and that'll help her with her career to keep it going. So I said to Danielle, why don't we do a pro-am? And Danielle said, you know, when I was a kid, I played on the boys' team. I never even met a pro. I used to go up to Locust Hill and try and get autographs on a glove or a hat or something. I want to get high school kids in our pro-am. And I said, okay. So I'm trying to think. So I got a pro and a high school kid, so I'm going to have 2 more. And she's like, we'll have 3 more. Who cares? It's not going to fill the course. We'll do 5. Okay. So we did that, and we created the Future of Women's Golf Pro-Am 8 years ago. And since then, the other thing was, Danielle said, you know, I don't need all that money at the end of the day. The LPGA had awarded Danielle a sponsor exemption one year. And Danielle said, I don't know any other pros that ever gave back to the tournament that gave them the sponsor exemption, but I want to donate proceeds back to the Wegmans LPGA. So over the last 8 years, we've had 42 different professionals come to Brook-Lea, play in our pro-am, with 47 different high school kids, all of whom having that experience that Danielle never had. Now beyond that, we donated about $50,000 to $60,000 to the Wegmans LPGA over that period to help them keep that tournament in town. So Danielle was really a unique contributor to golf. And it always went beyond herself, and it always went to, those who were just starting out and players who were just starting. So when the LPGA asked me, how do you feel about calling this tournament the Danielle Downey Classic, obviously I want to speak to the family. And we got together and we talked. And we felt that it would be a great honor, that Danielle would really love, and almost especially because it's the Symetra Tour, because that's where she started, and those are the girls that she wants to see succeed. And what a great legacy for her, and what a great honor for us to be able to do this, and to be able to announce this today, that the Danielle Downey Classic is going to take place July 13th to 19th, right here at Brook-Lea Country Club. I am in the process of, now that we've made this announcement, putting together committees, sponsors, and it's going to take everybody's help. And I can't tell you how good it feels to see a room full of people like this. Because you know why you're here, and you're here because I think that you could help us make this the best tournament on the tour. And I can't say that in front of the other tournament owners, but I can say it in front of the players, and that puts the pressure on me to get it done. But I can't do this, you know, this is nothing that any one person can do. It's going to take a great effort from the community, support, and you all have to do it your own way. Some folks can afford to volunteer. Some folks can afford to sponsor the event. Some folks can put pro-am teams in. But we're going to be going over this really hard between now and January. Now in January we'll make an announcement which is going to tell us just how well we're doing with this tournament. And we're going to announce the purse, we'll announce the title sponsors. But some of the other things we're going to announce today include our great partners, the Hillside Works Scholarship Program. They do an amazing amount of work in the community, and we'll get more to that. The fact that we're going to put some of the proceeds towards the Danielle Downey Scholarship Fund to help with an amazing program there. And I've got a lot of other people that are going to help me get through this and tell you more about this. So at this time, what I'd like to do is bring out Mike Nichols. Mike is the Chief Business Officer of the Symetra Tour. He's been great to work with. I've worked with him for 3 years on a different tournament. He and his staff do an amazing job. They come in, they set up, they get this whole thing organized in a way that I just can't believe I watch it transpire the way it does. And we have great golf tournaments. There's 20 great golf tournaments all over the country. So at this point, I'm going to bring Mike on up. Mike, you can tell us a little bit about your